With members of your heart. With members of your heart. Alone with members of your heart.
We live. I didn't really want to stop that, but I thought, given the amount of technical stuff we have in the shows, that I thought I'd stop before I started. And luckily, because we've got a visitor. Come on. Oh, this beast. Look at him. Has come to say, hey, you crazy people. You crazy, beautiful people, welcome to Jamming in Jimjams with Jackson and Jerv. Yeah, and tonight we're going to be doing something a little bit chilled, hopefully to help us wind down our weekend and into our week. I think this would be quite a good thing, certainly for me anyway. Hopefully you'll enjoy it too. So let me just say hi to you guys in the chat. Do you want to? He's not a lap cat. Jerry was, but Jackson's not. He just wants to come in and make it known that he's here. He might talk throughout. So far, technically, volume-wise, I did check about 1 million times. We do have a little bit of buzz from the pocket operator going through the Digitone. I'm aware of that. I've just turned that down. But hopefully that's going to be too distracting and it might add a bit of extra sort of je ne sais quoi. There he goes. So Keith, Andy, Eddie, Tom, Inverted Popes. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Billy Budd. I sing the Body Electric. Welcome to Jamming in Jimjams. Have I missed anyone? Paul Holmes, we live. Yes, we live. Hi, how are you? I sing. Yes, so, Jackson, yeah, I know, right? So, there he goes. If I let you out, you're just going to come in again, aren't you? What do you need? You've had food. Just make yourself comfortable. Go on, chill. Right. So, yeah. So, I think that for me, the sort of... I've lost my phone holder. Don't know where it went. I've been tidying up. And I know it looks exactly the same every week, but there's been lots of little changes underneath the periphery, moving things around. And I found some other old things, which I used to put on every single video. So you might see some of these things. You might not see Babyface. But you've probably seen Disco. I think I used that in my video for the Octave Cat for Toman. I think that's in there. Although I'd like to have another crack at one of those, but I mean, yeah, who knows? So Raindrops is back out. Digitone back out. Actually, they never left the table. Well, actually, the Raindrops did, because I filmed it today. But the idea, I think, is to continue from the World of Synths and to maybe just expand and jam a bit longer and just chill and hopefully cat flap on the studio door. Do you know, I can't have a cat flap on the studio door because I've got my port for my aircon unit on the door. So he's too fat to go through that. Anyway, I hope you've all had a fantastic weekend and you're looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. I mean, we've got to do these things, right? So we've got to enjoy it. I've got a lovely cup of chamomile tea. Also, I'd like to point out that E has been busy in this. She's not around tonight. She's back at her mum's, so she's in bed. Not going to be popping up on the chat anytime soon. But she is here in spirit. Let me just zoom in. She made these with glue gun today. A mushroom and cherry bomb. So how cool are those? And I think this is a butterfly as well. I mean, let's have a little look. Can I do that without being too... I mean, it's a lot of detail there. Fantastic. I bought the glue gun during lockdown. It's got a lot of value out of that. And she really is super creative. So well done, E, for bringing a bit of magic to the stream. Right. So, hey, Rich, how you doing? Welcome aboard. Let's just do... so, you know, I'm going to be a little bit calmer, a bit quieter. I'm going to drink our cup of tea. I've got the crystals out as well, so we're going to have, you know, Crystal Machine kind of vibes. I was actually watching some Crystal Machine the other day. And if you've not already done it, ambient music, if you've ever dabbled your toe into it, Rainbow Dome Music, Miket Girardi and Steve Hillage, it's a fantastic album. I think I've had that in my collection for years. Definitely one to listen and enjoy, and so it's good meditative music, or good music to meditate to. Maybe not the vinyl version because of maybe that's nice as well though. Maybe vinyl kind of scratches. Right. Oh, seriously, Andy, clear vinyl. That is. Oh, I'm jealous. I don't get jealous, but I'm jealous. That's a fantastic thing to own. Mine's standard black vinyl. I might just bring out some vinyl and just, you know, for the show on Tuesday, might just bring some stuff and do a little bit more of a chat about stuff. And I think we'll maybe make that more chatty and this more music-y. But I still think there's room for both in both. Anyway, why am I not surprised? Yeah, I'm not surprised either. The Crystal Machine, I've not really done much listening to them. Who was it you were talking about, Andy, that you'd overdone it with? Tangerine Dream. Duncan Gammon, welcome, sir. Duncan Gammon, yeah, you've got similar tastes in that respect as well, haven't you? Tim Blake, yes. Obviously, know Tim Blake's work in Hawkwind, and didn't he join Gong as well, or am I getting it wrong there? How you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing a late night one. I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm doing a bit Whispering Bob Harris as well. But yeah, so maybe maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do a little bit of a bit misty. Yeah, it is a bit misty, isn't it? All that kind of stuff. I spent a long time listening to your Tangerine Dreams, Jean-Michel Jarre, Vangelis growing up. Those are kind of staples, and I think, like you, Phaedra is kind of still an album I really, really highly rate. Some of the more sort of cinematic stuff that they went on to do, you know, all the theme, sort of soundtrack work they did, fantastic. But you know, sometimes it just becomes a little bit, you know, out of the loop really with what I would like listen to Tangerine Dream for. So maybe, like yourself, maybe I've overdone it in certain aspects. But, you know, the sort of Faust sort of style of, you know, found sound, that really appealed to me as well. And it's not music you can quietly... Rubicon, yeah. Yeah, maybe it was Rubicon that I was thinking of as well, but I do love Phaedra as well. Maybe it's those two. Yeah. Damn. Get ready for work tomorrow, brother. Were you wearing... Out the grooves, I bet he was. But the idea tonight then is to take some of those more ambient influences and to try and bring them in. Now, obviously, as if you were part of the stream on last Tuesday, I had some real technical issues before the show. Not the usual, you know, sound and delay that I get, but I had issues with trying to get this beautiful thing. I think I've moved my in picture as well. This beautiful thing talking to this beautiful thing. Oh my! I've got a bit of a moment of Oh. See, the sacred things of that's still. Oh dear. You know, when you set your own studio up, you don't worry about this stuff, do you? You don't worry about this is the bane of my life. Not you, Jackson. Is reflections on glossy synths, thankfully not too bad here, and especially on, LCD displays. So what we usually do is we put cheekily, see that's the wrong way around. You're going to have to find the space where you're above light. I can't play that like that. In this instance, we are going to go with this. This is what I would normally sort of fiddle with before the show. Anyway, so yeah, we had issues trying to trigger the Analogue Solutions Fusebox X from the Digitone. And on my, and as anyone who, I'm going to switch back to the main camera, as anyone who has ever owned any Elektron gear will know, if you don't play it often, when you put it away and you get it out, you can't just carry on. You have to relearn the instrument because it's a thing of beauty. I wonder what that was. It's the feedback from the delay. Okay, it's got an interesting science fiction noise in the background, but yeah, very cryptic. Hey Torsten, how you doing? Muscle memory. Yeah, it doesn't work. Andy, the muscle memory doesn't work because it's not logical. I've just recorded a piece of music now, and when I did the drums, I did them in a different way, and I had to remember how to do trigs. It's just one of those things. So anyway, the reason I couldn't get the Fusebox working was because of the Elektron, not because of the Fusebox. Fusebox is simple. You hold down the MIDI channel button, you press a key, it works. If you're on the MIDI channel, as here, and if you can see this, now I'll do it on the other camera, that's it. So here is you got this little display, and in this little box here, it says 1. That means that MIDI channel 1 is outputting to MIDI channel 1. So when I press this, the light lights up because it's triggering it. If that says nothing, nothing happens. So that was it. That was the reason that it wasn't working. So I ended up with the BeatStep Pro, which is, everybody loves a BeatStep Pro because they are just, there's no learning curve, right? I mean, there's more stuff you can do with it, but oh my word, I tell you what a great bit of kit. Arturia, you nailed it. I still would like, and I got a KeyStep Pro, which I love as well, but I really would like an even bigger sort of BeatStep. I want more channels, but then I mean, how big do you go? I mean, how I've got a rather large space now, which I've filled with Disco Babe, not Disco Dave, and we've got Foxy there, and a little bit of Father's Day kind of joy from Edie there as well. Right. Anyway. I did I actually manage to do it? Did I manage to? No, I did try and record another sample. Oh, that's down, isn't it? Did record another sample. Yeah, well, I did. So this is Tony Hopkins, who's obviously also from Talbot, as well as Dickie Burt, of course. So we've got both the classic. But as a North Walian, or North Wales, where we talk a bit more like that than the song kind of South Wales. I did see Under Milkwood. Do not go gentle into that good night. I did see Rhys Evans, who's from North Wales as well, do his, and it started with him. I thought, great. Well, I have to do that, don't I? And then it just went on to someone else, which was great. You know, we do love to celebrate all things Welsh and Wales. It's all Dylan Thomas, all Dylan Thomas, all the time. So, I think we are going to try something kind of chill, and as we are now in digital land and analog land, we've got two really strong contenders for in their heat. So heavy hitters. Although the Elektron, for different reasons, not just for its digital synth engine, but also for its powerful sequencer and its small footprint. I did think I might want to get rid of this, but now the more I play with this, the more it's on the desk, the more I realise what a great bit of kit it is. So I have chosen these sounds. And, you know, that's not what you're going to hear because I'm using trigs. But shall we? Are we all sitting comfortably? Are we all relaxing into the evening? If it is in fact evening where you are, maybe you're lurking in the background somewhere in the afternoon in some far part of the country or the world, enjoying a chilled out early morning, late night session in the middle of the day. It's kind of, sometimes a nice thing to do, though, isn't it? Do the I might want to just put that somewhere. Oh, that's good. More cables are needed for the table. More table for cables. Table for cables. So, I think that's good. It's a reasonable kind of like sort of scene. So, hey, Steve, how you doing? Welcome aboard. And hello. Yes, we're just about to get going. I wonder if the microphone is going to be an annoyance. I need to figure out a way of maybe muting that. So what if I just try and do this? Oh, could I? I think I can. Oh, I'm going to do this. And now you can hear me. Just checking. I did go mute then. Do not go. Do we all confirm that doesn't work? That muted as expected. Right then. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to start the sequence at another nice, I think it's 80 beats per minute. Kent's got all the cables. Right. He has. Okay, let's going to start this off. Wow. Where did that come from? Thank you very much. I'm just as surprised as you are. Yeah, wow. Cheers. I'm going to have a well-deserved moment. Wow. I've been trying to keep an eye on the conversation. Thanks, guys. Oh, hello. Let's have a little... What are we... Oh, it's this, isn't it? It's still nice that it's kind of making noises, even though I'm not doing anything. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And that's why... Oh, Earl Grey, nice. I've got a chamomile, so I'm kind of winding down properly. Yeah, I guess we do this stuff, right? We've been doing this stuff for a long time in our various ways. And, you know, you have kind of, I guess... Is it this? Is this just yeah, it's this thing. How do I stop it? I don't even know. Okay. I think it just wants to be played. God, it's good. I'm taking this up to Synthfest with me. I've got to hand it back to Tom. I don't want to do that. It's so me. I mean the whole this is what I was hoping to achieve anyway with mixing analog and digital together. There are moments when the warmth of analog becomes harsh and hard. I got my Big Muff out. I was going to plug that in tonight, but I just don't have enough power supplies to sort of feed that into the loop. So my ripcord's powering the Dreadbox, and the ripcord powering this. That's a 9-volt. That's a 6-volt. I'm just all out of ripcords. I've got some 12 volts, but you know it's too much, right? Too many volts. Anyway, all quiet. Great combo. Yeah, perfect. Oh, thank you, Jim. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Something to, you know, when we did this, I suppose that the Tuesday show is a bit more earlier, so you know, you can be a bit more upbeat. But I wanted just to sort of just kind of bring it down. And this is how I started making electronic music. I think, with you know, I didn't have a sampler, so I had a 4-track. Oh, I've hidden it now. But I had a 4-track playing back recordings from films or whatever, radio shows, and then it updated to a sampler. Always a digital synth. Always a digital synth in there. Korg DS8 for a long time. I can't believe I got rid of that. Anyway, I think this does a sterling job of recreating the same kind of atmosphere. Plus, of course, the Microwave XT. I mean, you know, that's a powerful kind of duo, really. I think it does everything that we want to do with that. And, you know, Prophet 600 was in there. SH101 for a little while. Didn't really do it for me. I mean, I guess acidy kind of stuff is, yeah, it's good, but it's not me. I swapped it. I sold it, bought an SH09, which was much more me. And I kind of love that. It's a big black synth. Analogue Fusebox synth. Yeah. Solutions Fusebox X. Oh my goodness. And you know, full of surprises. I mean, you know, as I'm going to switch to this one. As you saw, you know, towards the sort of end, you know, I'm kind of like juicing every single thing out of everything in front of me. Did you see me stop? Somehow I got so caught up in it, I just stopped the sequence briefly. It's like, what am I doing? I do need to play more with that because I wanted to do more with I wanted to put effects on the hi-hats and I just couldn't figure out how to do that. So I just dropped them in the mix a little bit. But and I think there's a little bit of a looseness to the drums, which is kind of work, but you know, I would like to have tightened that up a little bit. Not cheap, but rewarding. So yeah, this little the Patinator, which actually did a lot for the sort of just creating that interesting build-up towards the end. Yeah, it is a powerfully raw analog synth, you know, beautifully raw. And that's what you get with, that's why you pay the money. because it is that sort of raw circuitry, that real kind of filthy analog business, we all love. It does it so well. I love the filter and the fact that, you've got a notch and a bandpass, in a switch to that. I played with that, and that's good. High pass is always a cracking thing. I think it's a 12 decibel per octave. I could be wrong, but I think that's my preference. I like that kind of harshness. Wow, Keith. Yeah, nice. I mean, it's a cracking synth. The man really does have to know where his towel is. I guess there's always a bit of hitchhikers with me. It's always a little bit there. Hence, jamming in Jimjams is literally my homage to Arthur Dent. If Arthur Dent of the late Arthur Dent played synths, he would do this. He definitely would. But yeah, it's been a nice little hour. I was only going to do half. That just went in its own little way. Have I missed anything? Look, I'm just icing Body Electric. You just pointed that out. GetJervis a Jimjams and dressing gown. It reminds me of Arthur Dent. Yeah, absolutely. If you've not seen my Synths at Bedtime icing, check that out, because the first one I do is I read a passage from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and I spent so long getting my lounge, and I even had like a weird drink, Pangalactic Gargle Blast. I went over the top with this. So I mean, I do occasionally do that. I need to do that more, actually. But yeah, just check that out, because that was a fun video that hasn't had its time in the sun enough, really. Okay, off KV5, how you doing? Slip doing, and Biscuit, of course. I saw you come in as well, so I just want to say hi to you guys, and anyone else I've missed whilst you were coming in. I tried to wave whilst I turned my mic off. Jim, yes, thank you. I'm happy to hear that that was perfect. I loved your comment the other day, and thank you for that as well. That you are enjoying my show. That means a lot to me. Unfortunately, I deleted all the chat to that videos. If you edit any video post the live stream, it deletes the chat. How annoying is that? So I won't be doing any more edits. Oh, thanks, Steve. Yeah, awesome sounds. Simon, yes, I saw you come in. You said, I'm late. And I literally just started, so you were absolutely bang on time. Yeah, can't remind me of these. MPCX. Okay. Yeah, okay. Paul Holmes, hello. Did I already say hello to you? I don't know if we did. I think that's it. Eddie, I saw you come in as well. Yeah, thanks. Gone but not. Oops, I do need to. Simon, great much on fire tonight. Thank you. Yeah, as I said, I don't know where any of that came from. I guess we're approaching a full moon. It's always best to make music on a wax rather than a wane, as I always like to say. As my old ma, the witch, used to say to me. It's always good to make on a wax rather than a wane. Which reminds me of Chris Morris interviewing on BBC Radio. He interviewed Two Unlimited, who were Dutch. Was that right? Or did... Oh, anyway, I'm making it up now. My memory is not serving me well, but I remember him introducing himself as Kerr, as Wayne Kerr. And of course, you put that in a Dutch accent and you're all over the place, right? Right. Back on Tuesday, yes. And yeah, more chat. EDP next week, just, ooh, yeah. I think it's time to come off the shelf. I think it works. You see, that's the thing, isn't it? We've got all this kit. It looks great on the shelf. Let's put it back on the main cam. And it's there. It is. Ooh, and that the CS15 is a luxuriant synth of some joy, which also has a brightness and a bite that is, for 1979. Yeah. I liked it. You could tell they were about to hit the glass in Synthland, weren't you? In 1980 GS1. Yeah, that's a nice little top and tail, isn't it? Actually, yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that one, Steve. But yeah, you're right. That's just sort of thing. Hey Steve, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a good one. Yeah, do you know, Biscuit? I was in EMIS many years ago, and I how am I going to say this without offending anybody? But he had some really nice, an SH7 in there, and I played that, and I did enjoy that. But I think of all the synths I played of that era of my life, I always felt that the Roland stuff just left me a little bit like, I wasn't a big fan of the Junos. Although later I did enjoy them more. I preferred the Korg Poly 61. I think that was the sort of my preference at the time was Korg. But also, having been in that shop and just wandered down it was a synth supermarket. If you could have done a supermarket sweep in there, you'd have gone home very, very, very happy. But yeah, supermarket synths sweep with synths. Would you have to unplug them to get them out of the shop into your shopping cart? That would be a good way of making sure you didn't pick the big ones in it, right? Look, here's the CS80. Can't even lift it. Oh, I've just broken it. I've broken my toe because I've dropped it on the floor, which would be the thing, right? But anyway, I digress. And he had a CS5, and I absolutely dove in. It's not a word, is it? I absolutely got lost in it, and then I realised later that the CS15 is 2 CS5s. Well, I had to have one. I bought that in 2009, I think, from Japan. I had it imported. It wasn't expensive. They're not expensive now. I think I paid 300 quid for it, and that's with import tax as well. But yeah, 600 quid will get you one. They're not expensive for a vintage instrument, and you know what you think what you'd pay for a similar aged Roland. Get a mortgage. Get a second mortgage. But, you know, if you're lucky enough to own, you know, classic Roland gear from the back in the day. Actually, Andy, you were chatting about your setup when you started. And you had a Juno, TB303, TR606, and SH101, didn't you? That was one of those things that you said you went out and bought those synths, which, you know, and then you were disappointed with the Moog. Was it a multi-Moog or a micro-Moog? I think yours is a multi-Moog. I had the micro-Moog, which was the same ribbon, and I was equally as, you know, unimpressed with it, I think. Multi, yeah, so you had the big version of what I had. Again, MS-10, I love that. I did some crazy stuff with that. I quite like an MS-20, but, you know, I do well. I do well with what I've got here. Anyway, it's bedtime. MS-20. Korg Trident. Yeah, there are. I mean, you know, it's funny, isn't it? It's like anything else. It's like you put the R word on it, and suddenly its price has got another zero on it. Where actually you could probably find something of the similar vintage, which does a great job. I mean, God, what do Korg Poly 61 sell for? You know, I mean, compared to a Juno. You can probably pick one up for a few hundred quid, right? And it's got memories. Am I Poly 6? Poly 61 was the one without any knobs, though, right? Okay. But they did a version without MIDI as well. That's because it was that funny time when MIDI wasn't quite out the door. People were advancing to have presets. Anyway, that is the sound of... I don't know if I can say that's a secret. I know a secret of a band. You won't even know the band, so it doesn't matter, does it? Duncan will, if he's still in the chat. Yeah, exactly. Duncan, keyboard player from prog rock band Schnauzer, no less. Go check them out. Good stuff. I think they're recording stuff at the moment, so that's quite cool. Anyway, what a great way to finish the weekend, and I'm glad I decided this morning. Was it this morning or yesterday that I was going to do it? yeah, thank you all for coming along. And you can't remember the band, you can, but you won't know, I don't think. But you'll know the band, but you won't know the connection. Oh, talking in riddles. That's no way to finish a live stream, talking in riddles. Making riddleless music, or ridiculous music. Thanks, guys. I'll fade out with some Fusebox and maybe some of this. But have a wonderful, wonderful night's rest. And sleep well and dream beautiful dreams with the moon shining brightly through your bedroom windows. And do not go gently into that good night. Actually, do go gently into that good night. Thank you all very much. I bid you a fond farewell. Don't tempt me, Andy.